your orange belt. Good job. Interesting thing about your orange belt, you're actually now the highest belt in the beginner status, and that's actually pretty cool, because once we get through all our material for this ring, we're getting ready for purple belt, and that's going to open up a whole bunch of doors to a whole new area of our art. Enjoy.
Good stances. All right, we go for orange belt. The two stances that we need are going to be our cat stance and half mooning with kicks and blocks. Let's start with our half mooning first. Let's get a half moon stance. Let's get our right leg back, hands up on God. Now, same thing when we move forward, we want to strike with the leg that's coming up. So just like when we half moon forward and we did our punches, now we do the same thing when we do our kicks. So whatever leg is going to move forward, let's start with the front ball kick. Our leg is going to come into a chamber. It's going to come into that crane stance. He's going to do a front ball kick. It's going to come back, and then he's going to land forward, and then a half moon stance. Let's do it with the left foot now. Then just push it out. Ready, go. And then he's going to land forward. And now when we move back, same exact thing. We're going to do a lead leg ball kick, and then it's going to step back. Lead leg ball kick, and step back. Very good. Now, it doesn't just have to be a front ball kick. It could be a side kick. It could be a roundhouse kick that you're going to learn at this rank. It could be a snap kick. Okay? So one more time, let's see a side kick now. Brad's going to turn his hip over. He's going to throw a side kick. He's going to come back to his chamber and land forward. And one more. Side kick and land forward. Good. And now let's do a snap kick. Set. Snap kick and come back. And one more. Snap kick and come back. Now, another thing we have to be able to do with our half moon stance is our blocking. And nice and simple, let's just do it with our 8-point block. Brad's going to half moon forward, and whatever foot he steps up with, that's the side that he's going to block with. So number one block, right hand, right leg. Okay? Set, and then if you half moon forward, and he did number two block. Boom, right through. Very good. If he's half moon back now, number three block, and then number four block. Good. Let's switch our feet and let's do a mirror image so they can do it with us, okay? So now we're going to do number one block. You follow along with us, ready? Half move forward, number one. Wow, that's going to be your right side. Number two. Very good. Half move back, number three. And half move back, number four. And so on. Move forward. Let's see number five. 6. Half move back, 7. And 8. Wonderful. Our next stance that we have is our cat stance. Brad's going to put his, he's going to do a right cat stance, okay? So he's going to put his right leg back, he's going to put his left leg back, and he's going to put all of his weight into his left leg. He's going to bend it nice and down. We're going to put 90% of our weight into our left leg, and we're going to put our right leg in front. It's going to be nice and light, so he can just give me a lead leg snap up with that cat stance. Boom. Also, what's nice about this cat stance is he can lunge forward off the cat stance. Lunge forward. Wow, almost like a cat. Think about when a cat gets scared. When a cat gets scared, he lunges back, and he gathers all his energy, and then he attacks. So say Brad threw a punch at me, and then maybe I did number 5 block, and I did a cat stance, and then maybe I lunged forward, and I did a front 2-knuckle punch to move my energy in. Okay? Also, it just makes sure I'm out of the way of his punch. If Brad throws a punch at me, I'm just stepping out of the way of his punch, and then maybe I'll throw a lead leg kick underneath. And that is our cat stance. Good. For position. And those are our 2 stances for orange belt. Okay, let's get started. Let's get started with the material for our first strike. And let's start with our blocking systems. Right foot out at elbows. Okay, now we're going to do our open-handed counter strikes. We're going to do our 8-point blocking, same blocks as in our regular blocks and in our close-handed blocking system as we have in our open-handed. Brad's going to start with number 1 block, but this time his hand's going to be open. He's going to point his hand straight down. He's going to do a circle in front of his body, and then he's going to do a snake poke to the throat. Notice how his fingers are bent, thumb is tucked in, and he's actually aiming for the bad guy's throat, right in. Or he could be aiming for the eyes. Now this sounds pretty serious, hitting to the throat and to the eyes, because they are. Open-handed strikes are more intended to stop the person right on the first strike, okay? Hitting to an eye, hitting to a throat. These are not strikes to be done at home, okay? These are not strikes to be done with mom and dad or in your brother and sister or in school. This is on somebody maybe my size coming to attack you. You hit me in the throat or in the eyes, that's going to stop me in my tracks. and then you're going to be able to run off. Let's see block number 2. Block number 2, big scoop block, snake poke, right to the throat or to the eyes. Good. Number 3, he's going to come up with his hand open, he's going to move across the body, and he's going to stick his cross chop out, right to the throat. Now notice, as we stick the cross chop out, the hand is on an angle, it doesn't come out straight. As Brad blocks my arm and he chops it out of the way, he's going to send that, bam, right underneath. And it doesn't have to be to the throat, it could be to the cheek or to the temple or to the nose, okay? So that, let's see block number 4. Block through and then chop right in. Over the head with number 5. Now number 5 is going to be a trapping block. He's going to grab my hand, he's going to throw it away, and he's going to rake across my face, turning my body over. So if I was to attack Brad, he's going to block my hand, and he's going to send my hand off. He's going to break my balance, and that tiger rake is going to come across right to the eyes. Good. And let's see number 6. Block, throw away, tiger rake. Excellent job. Block down with number 7. 7 is a cross down, chopping block down. And now this is going to be a different strike. It's going to be a chicken wrist underneath the chin. Let's see a chicken wrist up to the face. Very good. Right underneath the chin. Sending my chin right back. Notice how Brad's hand is turned in. Another name for a chicken's wrist is a crane's head. As we do a chicken wrist, 4 fingers touch our thumb, and we bend it through, and that's our bone right through. You're going to be breaking boards with this when you guys are green belts. You're going to be breaking boards with our chicken wrist. And let's see number 8. Blocking down, and then chicken wrist through. So if me and Brad are facing each other, set, Brad throws a punch at me, I'm going to do block number 1, snake poke to the throat. Set, block number 2, snake poke to the throat. Block number 3, cross chop underneath. Block number 4, cross chop underneath. 5, throwing away his hand, tiger raking across his eyes. 6, throwing away the hand, tiger raking across the eyes. 7, chicken wrist up to the face. And 8, chicken wrist up to the face.
Okay, we're now to our hand strikes that we're learning. Orange belt, getting ready for our purple belt. And actually the hand strikes that we're learning are right from our open hand blocks and counters, and then we're going to add one more strike after that as well. I'm going to ask Sensei Brad to please get into a fighting stance. We're actually going to start with a right hand snake poke. Now the snake poke, think of the snake for a second. The snake is not a powerful animal or doesn't have powerful techniques when it's striking. It's not like a tiger who comes lunging forward and smashes bones and breaks things. It's relying on its aim more than anything else. So when we're dealing with a snake, it's very important we know where we're striking with our snake poke. So with the right hand, I want you to just first show the strike, and right from there, fingers slightly bent, thumbs tucked in, and we're actually striking with the tips of the fingers right from here. And you have to go for soft tissue with this. And what I mean by that is, I don't want to poke someone to the chest. It's probably not going to do too much right from there. You have to aim for someone's neck. You aim for their eyes. Those are really your primary areas for that. Now, earlier in the video, Sensei Ray was mentioning that you have to be very careful who you're striking to and at what time you're actually doing that. So for example, if you're on the playground with somebody and someone, maybe they push you accidentally or on purpose, or they steal your ball during a game, you probably would not choose a snake poke. In fact, in those cases, you shouldn't be doing any striking at all, but certainly not a snake poke. So ready, right from here when I say go, I want you to take that snake poke and I want you to shoot it out for me, I want you to leave it out for me. Ready, and go. Good, and you notice he just exhales on. He's exhaling on it, and he's aiming his strike, and bring it right back. Perfect. Second strike we're going to get to is our cross chop. Now, when you're using a cross chop, I want you to think of almost like the hammer strikes, and what I mean by that is you can use the same part of your hand. You're not going to use your pinky, you're not going to use the bone, you can use the meaty part of your hand, but instead of being closed, you're going to open it up, and you're going to tighten your hand. Good. So when that cross chop comes in now, just like your side hammer strike that we did way back in our yellow belt video, bring it across to your opposite ear and let your hand start to shoot forward, aiming right against someone's neck, maybe someone's jaw, possibly even the side of the jaw, depending on how their face is turned. So the throat, nose, jaw are really your 3 primary areas that you're going for right now. So again, hands up on guard, hand comes across, extend the arm forward. And as you do that, I want you to turn your hip a little bit. So as my right hand goes forward, my right hip is going to extend forward with it. And right back. So when I say go, Sensei Brad, please extend your right cross chop. Ready, and go. Excellent. One more time. Ready, and go. Excellent. This happens to be actually one of my favorite strikes, is board breaking, which actually we're going to be getting to when we get to purple belt and above. But for now, let's get to our next hand strike. Our next strike is our tiger raker, or our tiger cross rake. Right from here, my right hand is going to, again, come across my body, and it's actually going to rake right across someone's face. I'm going to use my fingertips, but it actually, more interesting, to use the palm of the hand to hit the jaw, turn the face, and then the fingers are going to catch anything that's there. So I might catch someone's eye, I might push the nose, I might actually turn their jaw over a little bit. So when Sensei Brad comes in with that tiger rake, watch where his hand goes. He's going to first catch with the heel of the hand. That's going to turn it. Now the fingers are going to take anything that's there and just rake right across. So if we're facing each other, we're going to come right across, and in one motion, right across. Excellent. Next strike, our chicken wrist. Chicken wrist is a little tricky right from now. You have to have your hands in the right position. Okay, the first thing I want to do is take your hand and I want you to bend it as much as you can. Don't worry about what your fingers are like. Don't put your fingers together. Let your hands form their own position. They might actually almost fan out like mine are right there. And I want you to think of the top of your wrist. The pointiest part right from here is what you're going to be striking with. I don't want to hit with the side of my bone on the pinky side. I actually want the top part of my wrist. Target areas under the jaw, top of the nose if I was striking across the nose, or underneath the chin area to knock the head back. Okay, it's a perfect strike to use if your fingers are hurt, you don't have time to close them up real quick, or let's say Sensei Brad and I are very close to each other right from here, this hand's across, we're kind of fighting, and all of a sudden, bam, I turn that chicken wrist right over to strike with, as opposed to bringing my hand back and using something else. It's just a different tool that we can now use. So ready, hands are on guard. We're going to take our left hand, and the first thing I actually want you to do is start to drop the hand down, and now shoot that chicken wrist under the jaw. Ready, and go. Good. Let's do that again. Ready, and go. Excellent. Now let's do it to the top of the nose. So now your hand's going to come up in here, and we're going to shoot it forward. Ready, and go. Good. One more time, and go. Very important. You watch your distance on this strike. Try not to hit the front knuckles. You don't want to bend that wrist more than you need to. And absolutely ask one of the senseis or the instructors to help you with this strike. Because you can watch it on video, but you really need someone to kind of help you out with a little bit to get the little tidbits right. Last strike that we need is our roundhouse elbow. Now, the roundhouse elbow is definitely an in-close technique, very dangerous, very strong, very powerful. We're going to start almost like our hook punch before, but now we're going to use our right arm as opposed to our left. And what I want you to do is, let's just curl our sleeves back a little bit so everyone can see. I want you using not the point of the elbow, but right in front of the elbow to actually strike with. So what I want you to do is when that person's close, start to turn your body and extend the arm forward. Now, depending where you're striking, I might hit the side of the face or the front of the face. If I'm going to the side of the face, I'm going to turn my body over a little bit more. I don't want my elbow to go past my face. So if I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I don't want that elbow to go past me right from here. I'm going to lose my balance at that point. So I'm going to stop that strike. Sensei Brad, when I say go, I'm going to throw the strike. I'm going to stop our body right in midline. Ready, and go. Excellent, right from here. If I'm going to the front of someone's face, I'm actually going to stop that strike right here. So if I'm facing Sensei Brad right now, and he and I are not right in front of each other, but a little bit off to the side, he wants to hit to the face, bam, he's going to actually cut that strike right there. If I'm over to the other side of his body a little bit, he has to turn a little bit more, bam, he's now hitting me to the side of the head for our roundhouse elbow. Okay, so let's face forward, let's get to front position. Ready? Let's crank out these strikes so everyone can practice at home. Ready? Fighting stance. Go. Let's go with our snake poke with the right hand. Ready? Go. Good. Go. One more time. And go. Excellent. Give me now a right hand crush chop. Ready? And go. Good. Go. One more time. Go. And why don't we go right to our chicken wrist with the left hand. Go right underneath the jaw. Ready? And go. One more time. And go. Beautiful. And here we go. Roundhouse elbow is our next one. Ready? And go. One more time. And go. Excellent. And you know what? I lifted our tiger rake. Let's go with our tiger rake also coming right across someone's face. Ready? And go. One more time. And go. Beautiful. Front position. Hope you guys are practicing at home also. Excellent. To our two kicks that we need for orange belt, getting ready for our purple belt. All right, this first kick actually is one of my favorite, our roundhouse kick. There's two ways to throw a roundhouse kick. If you remember our front kick, there were two ways to do a front kick. We had a front snap kick and a front ball kick. We're going to do the same thing with our roundhouse kick right now. Let's first take a look at what the mechanics of it looks like. Let's get into a fighting stance. Let's say, Brad. Excellent. Now, when we did our side kick before, we had to do something called a pivot. That's when we took our front foot and we had to turn it over a little bit. We do the same thing right now. The only difference is, on a side kick, I would bring my knee up. So actually, if I were to look myself in the mirror, I would see a 90-degree angle right from here. When I do my roundhouse kick, I'm going to tuck my leg in a little bit more, and I'm going to bring my knee back. Okay? So when Sensei Brad chambers his leg, he's going to turn, bring his leg up, and we're going to put it right back down. Okay? That's not the kick, that's just the beginning of it right now. So he's going to do that again. He's going to turn, bring the knee up, and come right back down. Now, I want you to think of your knee kind of like a hinge. All right, something that's just going to bend back and forth. All right, and that's what your knee's going to do. Like I said before, the same thing as a snap kick, only instead of going up and down, it's going to go side to side. And when Sensei Brad turns, he extends his leg out, brings it back, and back down. Exactly. We're going to the knee, we're going to the ribs. Hey, if you're flexible, I want you to go to someone's head on this one. Like control. Okay, so ready? He's going to turn, chamber, extend the leg, bring it back and down. Those are those 4 steps that we were talking about before. The chamber, extending, bring it back, and putting it right back down. Ready? Let's crank one out. Ready? And go. Get! Good. Now, the more you turn, the more you pivot, the quicker that you pivot, the more power you're going to get into it. In fact, I want you to take a look at this kick right now. Ready? Sensei Brad, put your right leg back facing me. Kick! You 2 angles so you can see it. Lower just a little bit. Sensei Brad's going to now demonstrate roundhouse kick right now, and I want you to give me some power in this one, okay? Ready? And go! Yeah! Ooh, ready? One more time. Go! Yeah! Excellent. Okay, now just so you can see both angles. Ready? Let's get to the other side. Okay, ready? And go! Yeah! Excellent. One more time. I know he's going kind of quick right now. Ready? And go! Yeah! Excellent. In fact, I don't know if you can see it or not since he's going so fast. He's even hitting part of his shin right now, which actually works very well when we start doing kickboxing techniques also. All right, our second kicking technique that we're going to be working on is our tiger stomp or our stomp. Okay, this actually is pretty simple. I want you to think of, hey, if there's a soda can on the ground right now, all you're going to do is crush it. What I want you to do is using the heel of your foot. So we're going to chamber our knee up, and we're going to come straight down and right back to our spot. You'll notice I still brought my leg back in the chamber. We both did when we did that move. Let's do it one more time. Please be careful at home that you don't actually hit the floor hard. You can hurt your foot, so you got to control yourself a little bit. So ready? We chamber the knee up, we kick down, bring it back and down. And when we get to combination 4 in a little while, you'll see how we apply that and how careful you have to be when we do that. Okay, let's get in the front position. Excellent. Some of our last falling techniques right now. And actually the first one we're going to start with is a continuation from some of our other ranks that we've been seeing, and that's our forward roll. Now in the forward roll we were practicing before standing still and just falling forward. All we're going to add to it now is a little bit of movement. Okay, we can either walk or we can run. I would prefer they actually start walking, believe it or not, because it does take a little getting used to, a little coordination to get used to. So if you remember everything you did with the forward roll, now just add walking to it. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take a few steps. So I'm going to take a few steps, 1, 2, 3, and now my 4th one, I'm going to tuck in, and I'm going to roll. Okay, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to do it a little bit quicker for you, okay? So now I start walking, tuck in, and I roll. Now, believe it or not, that does take practice, because sometimes it does throw you off a little bit, that extra few steps. So it's something to practice in class with your instructors. The other technique we need to actually work on is our side slap out. Worked on a full slap out, worked on a front slap out. Side slap out, I like to think of it as a back slap out cut in half. Okay, so instead of me now falling, taking both of my hands, I'm actually going to fall, instead of back, I'm going to start falling to the side, and only one hand is going to start to come out, but I still need to exhale. And this is going to look a little funny at first, but this is a great way to practice it. Get yourself to almost like a horse stance, and instead of being in a perfect stance with your back straight, I want you to almost like crouch forward. Perfect. Now picture your right leg being taken out right now. You're going to take out your own leg. I want you to take your leg, slide it in, start to pull yourself down so your thigh starts to hit the ground, and then start to collapse to the ground to slap out. So actually the point of contact when I first start going down is going to be my side of my thigh, and then everything else is going to start to follow. I still do the slap out with the palm of my hand, make sure you don't hit those knuckles, and I'm still going to exhale. So again, I'm going to start from this position, I'm down, here comes this leg being taken out, and I exhale as I hit the ground. Okay, one more time. Ready? I start down, ready, and I bring that leg out, and I exhale right from here. Now, after you get used to that, you're not going to start in that crouching position or that horse stance. You're going to be standing. All right, you're going to be taking a test. Maybe I'll be doing your test. Maybe Sensei Ray will be doing your test. And I'll say side slap out, and you'll be standing there in your fighting stance or your horse stance. And right from there on your own, you're going to have to fall right out, get back up, and then you have to do the same thing on the other side. Take out the other leg, and then come right back up into your position, whether it's a horse stance or a front position, depending on what the instructor had previously said. Be careful with those at home, okay? Make sure you use a soft surface.
Okay, we're going to go to our combination techniques right now. We've now got our first stripe, now we're going for that second stripe. We need combinations 4 and 5 combination. Let's start with our first combination, let's start with 4 combination. Now let's get into a fighting stance, hands up on guard. And what we're going to start with is we're going to start with a right-handed number 5 block, open-handed with the counter strike. So remember, block, throw away the hand rake, that's number 5 block. So let's do that together. Let's do it. Block number 5 over the head. We're going to throw away the hand, and then we're going to tiger rake across the face. Okay? And then we're going to throw our right roundhouse kick to the face. After that happens, we're going to pull the bad guy's face down to my kick. I'm going to throw a roundhouse kick, and I'm going to land in a cross stance. So right now, let's do that. Let's do a roundhouse kick, cross stance, and we're going to land in our cross stance. From here, our right leg is going to come up nice and high. We're going to stomp on the bad guy's groin. We're going to jump, land in a horse stance right over his face. We're going to punch to his nose, punch to his nose. We're going to scoop kick, side kick. Okay, when we pull our foot up, we're going to hit with the side of our foot, turning his head to the side, and then I'm going to side kick down, or do that tiger stomp kick down onto his face, and then cross and cover. Okay? One over Tom. Tom's going to punch in. I'm going to do my number 5 block, nice and high. Ready, set, and go. Block. I'm going to throw away the bad guy's hand. Boom, tiger rake to his face. See how I brought his face down to me? So now I roundhouse kick. I'm going to hit him in the face. Roundhouse kick. So that's going to make him fall down. Right from here, I'm going to crouch, stomp on the groin. I'm going to jump up nice and high. Just turn this way a little bit, Tom. See that? I'm going to jump up nice and high. I'm going to do a jackrabbit in the air. And as I land, I'm actually going to land my feet on his face. And then land strong. As my weight's coming down, face shot, face shot. I'm going to turn his head to one direction, stomp on his face, cross and cover. Okay? Let's try that one more time. Tom's going to throw a punch at me. Block, throw away, rake. Round, stomp, jackrabbit, punch, punch, scoop kick, side kick, cross, cover. Let's try it facing this direction. Punch comes in, block, rake, roundhouse kick, cross, stomp, jackrabbit, punch, punch, scoop kick, side kick, cross, cover. Okay, let's go to 5 combination. Now 5 combination is a little bit different of a block. We call it a wing block. Or what I tell you guys in class, we call it a hello block. So let's get into our fighting stance. Elbows in nice and tight, and Tom's going to start with the hello block first. We're going to just take our hand, we're going to chop it out to the side. So if I throw a punch at Tom, he's actually going to strike my arm. It's going to hurt my arm. My arm's going to go off to the side. So right from here, let's say hello. Good, one more time. Hello. Then we're going to step in with our right foot and do a roundhouse elbow right to his temple. Step into a horse stance, roundhouse elbow right into the temple. We're going to just smush his head with our roundhouse elbow. As we hit his head, he's a little hurt. We're going to tiger rake his eyes down and then back 2-knuckle to his chin. As we send his head back, we're actually going to do a little shuffle step forward with our left foot. We're going to take a little baby step over with our left. And we're going to shuffle into a side kick. Cross and cover. So let's do it one more time. Hello block. Step in, right roundhouse elbow, tiger rake. Back 2-knuckle, shuffle step, side kick. Cross and cover. Very good. So on Tom, Tom punches in, block. Step in, roundhouse elbow to the temple. Boom. Tiger rake down to the face. Back 2-knuckle, hit his head back up, and he backs up a little bit more. Side kick to his body. Let's do it this direction. So from here, block, elbow, rake. Back 2-knuckle, side kick, cross, cover. Okay? Let's just do these combinations one more time. This time we're going to do a mirror image. We're going to do them lefty. Okay? So let's do 4 combination one more time. Good fighting stance. Now we're going to do it lefty. So now my right leg back, hands up on guard, so you guys can follow us at home. So ready? We're going to start. Block. Throw away the hand. Tiger rake. Roundhouse kick with that right leg, land in a cross stance. Cool. Stomp on the groin. Jackrabbit, land, front 2-knuckle, scoop kick, side kick, cross, cover. Set and 5 combination. Let's do that one. Set. We're going to do a mirror image. So you're going to follow us just like we're working out at home. Wing block or hello block. Step in, roundhouse elbow, tiger rake to the eyes, back 2-knuckle to the chin, shuffle step, side kick, cross and cover. Very good. For position. All right, now let's get into our ju-jitsu. This is the last thing we need for our second strike. And for orange belt, front chokehold jujitsus are the grabs that we have to work on. So as Tom grabs me, let's remember our jujitsu concept. We hit, we escape, we hit again. So the first thing that I want to do to Tom is he's got both hands on me. He's going to have a tough time blocking. I can either kick him in the groin, I can box his ears, I can poke his eyes, I can punch his throat, I can hit his body, anything to loosen him up. And then I'm going to try my crossing fist down. I'm going to take my hands, I'm going to come nice and high, and I'm going to X-block down with those crossing fists down on his arms. As that happens, that pulls Tom's head down to me. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to lunge forward, wham, and I'm going to X-block up to his face, okay? So as Tom grabs me, I'm going to kick, and then right up. Then for another one for front chokehold jiu-jitsu, another concept. Remember, there's no set. There's no set technique. You just have to give me a good understanding that if somebody grabs you, you can escape. We have, I like to call it the sneaky snake, okay? Take our right hand, and we're just going to make it like a snake's head, okay? And snakes like to go into holes. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our right hand, we're going to put it right between the hands, like a sneaky snake, slithering through. Put it underneath, take the other hand, push it off, and then I can come back with a roundhouse elbow or a knee strike. But the sneaky snake technique just shows me how to pull that hand off. So if Tom grabs me here, what's the first thing I'm going to do? Is I'm going to hit. Bop. I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to put it through the arms, I'm going to sneaky snake it around, and I'm going to palm strike right back where I can do my elbow. And there's so many other things we can do. If Tom grabs me, I mean just keeping it basic. Kicking to the groin, just doing number 1 and 2 block together. Doing a roundhouse elbow, okay? Oh my goodness gracious, watch this kick. I can do a 5 and 6 block together. There's double roundhouse. Chicken wrist up to the face. I can build on it just by using my blocks. Those are our basic jiu-jitsu techniques for a front choke grab. That is material for orange belts. Now remember, you have your moves, but you also have to know a rule. The rule for orange belt is self-discipline. Doing the things you know you should do without being told. Taking out the garbage, doing your homework, practicing your martial arts. These are all things that your parents shouldn't have to tell you to do. A successful person is a disciplined one. So to have good self-discipline, you'll be strong in school, you'll be strong in your martial arts, you'll be strong in everything that you do with self-discipline. Thank you, and I'll see you guys at Purple Belt.